generations of incredible horrors that will terrify you with their brutal reality.
Hello.
Hi.
I was transfixed by the camera. I think
That's
there's
right.
there's the remember, I don't remember them myself, but the 80s were a weird time in so many ways. People don't believe certain things about the 80s,
I've heard that.
and they hear about it and they think that couldn't have possibly happened, but Jim and Tammy Bakker were like among the early, I mean, they were of a certain style of televangelists, and they had their own TV, giant television show, and they had zillions of dollars and all this fancy stuff. And they just made a whole point out of being wealthy and rich and excessive and proud of that whole, excessive spending and money and richness and all this, like Tammy used to wear tons of makeup and everything. I don't know why she did that. That was like almost a kind of weird fetishistic thing with her, I think. I don't know.
It seemed like they almost knew they were playing characters.
Or they were
It
trying
almost
to,
was like they're putting on their costume.
yeah, but who were they trying to appeal to? And whoever it was, I mean, whatever they were doing, it worked. Yeah.
Yeah. They got
But
a lot of money.
their story has been told in some books and in various ways. There's all kinds of writing about them, and you can find videos of them online.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Bakker is still out there trying to con people into thinking that he's a good man. But I mean,
he's not necessarily wrong that he might be able to pull it off, because people forget easily. So
well, he went to prison. I mean, they got
Yes.
busted. They got busted for fraud and all that, all the stuff you knew all along that they were doing. But there's a movie I'm really looking forward to this movie because I was back in the 80s. I have to admit that I used to watch the PTL Club, not as a a member of the flock, but because it was so surreal and bizarre. And I used to send in for their stuff, and I used to get their things in the mail. And
we can edit this.
No, I used to do it. And I mean, I still have things like I have a PTL Club lapel pin.
Yikes.
That is authentic, folks.
Evidence of crimes.
I also have books, and I went to Heritage City, their stupid theme park that they had, and
Couldn't pay me. I didn't want to give them any money. Not even out of fun or curiosity. I just couldn't give them any money. Couldn't do it.
it was a phenomenon. It was one of those things that I was, and a couple of my friends were attracted to because it was so outrageously horrible,
Well, they remind me of that guy. I'm blanking on his name, who built the Ark recently.
Oh yeah.
The televangelist who was doing that, and he has the same thing where he had kind of a park built around this whole religious aspect, and it's just terrible.
Well, yeah, denying science and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and making it out to where, the liberals are trying to kill us and take away our everything. And that's a good way to keep your people scared and sending you money and worried.
They need an enemy. They need a bad guy.
Yeah. I mean, if you keep people worried about something, it's the same.
But not us, them.
Yeah. But it's marketing, it's like making people scared that they might have bad breath. And so they need to buy this product, or that, you're scared that you're not attractive to the opposite sex or the same sex or whatever. And you need to use this product in order to make yourself more attractive, so that you will therefore be more successful in life.
And to that end, we have a trailer.
Yeah, we have a trailer for this movie. There's a movie about Jim and Tammy that I'm really looking forward to.
I hope they didn't get any money for this.
Well, Tammy didn't, but I don't know if Jim probably didn't approve of it.
They did.
I doubt
They're
Jim
public
approves.
figures. No, you're public figures. They don't have to pay anybody. All right, so let's try it. We're gonna check it out. So what's the name of it?
The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Right. Okay, here we go.
Tammy Faye. What'd you do?
Hello, Mother. This is Jim Bakker, my husband. It's all part of our mission to help people. Anyone who's hurting or they feel like they've been left out, God has a plan for us.
What'd he tell you to do this time?
Jesus keeps taking me higher and higher.
Jim will preach, and I'll sing.
God does not want us to be poor.
Wonderful, a pleasure.
Now God has a voice in this fight.
Who's he fighting?
Liberal agenda, homosexual agenda.
Faith isn't political.
You can't talk to him like that. Jerry Falwell's a powerful man, Tammy Faye.
She's a firecracker, Jim.
If everyone watching could double their pledge just for 1 month, God loves you. He really does.
We're not doing anything wrong, though.
Is that a question? Tammy and I are undergoing the most vicious attacks.
Serving God don't feel like it should be a money-making opportunity.
You know, when I saw that clipping with my face on it, I thought for a second that you were proud of me.
Oh, Tammy Faye, you follow blindly. In the end, all you are is blind.
I just want to love people.
The devil's coming for me, Tammy.
Can we talk about Satan later, Jim?
Steve is a patient of AIDS.
I can't look at this. You need to get her under control.
I built you an empire.
Built you an empire.
Some people, they're just hurting so bad, and we just need to love them.
I want to put my arm around you.
And I want to put my arms around you, Tammy Faye.
I won't go forward looking in the rearview mirror of my life. This is who I am.
Okay, love the choice of song.
Yeah.
Obvious, but great.
Yeah. Yeah. But gosh, it looks like they nailed it.
Wow.
That vibe, you know. Andrew
And Jim
Garfield
Bakker
is great.
wishes-
What's
he
that?
wishes he was that good looking. Yeah, Jim Bakker wishes he was good looking as Andrew Garfield. That's giving everybody a lot of credit.
But he got that thing. I don't know what it is, but there's this
The hair.
smile that they used to do. I don't know. It's like the
kind of grimace smile. Oh,
Yeah.
that looks really good though. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know some of it. I mean, they were completely hateable people, and
Yeah.
I don't know how much Tammy Faye was aware. Like, they make her look like she's sort of onto it, but I don't know if she ever really cared or was onto it at all. That might have been to come later when they got
I
caught.
think they're just old timey grifters, just like what you think
Yeah, but
they
she
are.
looks like
and
she's in the trailer. It looks like she's having like a fit of conscience, which I don't think probably happened.
well, she had a she maybe had a little bit of compassion. I don't know. She's still basically sat there while a lot of old, gullible, vulnerable people were exploited for years and years out of their pension checks, and couldn't afford to have health care because they were sending all their money into these people. I mean, that's still going on. There's still people being exploited because they're gullible, and it's sad. It's a sad story, but I mean, you can't help but think, gosh, is that even for real? And you can't help but laugh at some of the excesses in there. And in some ways, you kind of have to laugh at the people who bought into it. But then, another part of me says, that's sad. It's awful what they did. I mean, they are awful, low people to do that kind of thing, to use religion and to use people's fear and vulnerability against them in order to get their money from them. And the people that they were exploiting aren't people who have a lot of money. They were taking every last penny that they could from their flock.
And then they get caught and they blame it on liberals.
Satan.
So they bring in Satan and liberal and all these people trying to destroy the world that disagree with them and their grift.
It's a witch hunt.
It's so familiar, isn't it?
Right.
But yeah, that looks, I mean, she is almost unrecognizable, Jessica Chastain.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, especially that last shot at the end when the makeup was really scary looking. It was really scary. Like, it looks really good.
It looks exaggerated and weird, like a Ken Russell movie or something, It
does.
But it's not, that's how I remember it. In fact, I remember it even weirder than that. I remember Tammy, with her puppets at, the Holy Land. Is this where they killed Jesus, Tammy? And just absolute I can't believe what I'm seeing. And I would tell friends, did you watch PTL Club yesterday? And they were like, no.
Like, why would we be watching the PTL Club?
It's like, you would not believe what happened on television in front of 1,000 million people who love them. Oof. Anyway.
Well, I'm intrigued because also the writer for this film, the director of this film also did some writing on Search Party, which I love.
Oh.
And he also was a writer on Wet Hot American Summer. So he's got some kind of cool comedy shtick. He directed The Big Sick, which was that indie film a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
So he's got some cool kind of comedy experience. So this could hit the right mark because it's a really good kind of cynical humor that feels very real. So
yeah,
this could be fun. This one the trailer looks a little over the top, but I think it's supposed to be. So, but it looks like it has that sort of dark center that gives it that sort of, there's funny, and then it's only because you're trying not to look too hard at the horror.
Yes. Yeah. That's what's so surreal about it was I remember when I was watching this as it aired back when I was a cynical young man, and it was like the end of the world to me. I was like, people really believe this crap,
really
this
sad.
Abject bullshit, like how can they believe, how can they send their paychecks in to these people? I don't know. I can't understand that level of willful gullibility, and
because their act was so fake. Like I wasn't quite sure what they were trying to go for. Like why be so over the top with the weird makeup and the affect and the hair and everything. They literally look like dolls. It was like this weird everything's stiff and fake.
It was all like
anyway, this looks
cute.
pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm watching it.
I'll probably buy the 4K DVD.
Yeah, directed by Michael Showalter.
Yeah.
And starring Jessica Chastain and Andrew Garfield and Vincent D'Onofrio. So that's pretty killer cast.
Vincent D'Onofrio as Jerry Falwell. Another horrible human being.
And it's funny in the trailer, he almost looks like the common sense guy. Like, what are you guys doing? And that's scary overall too. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right then. Fun trailers. Yay.
Yeah, that's an interesting trailer. That trailer made me like lock in. I'm going to see it. I'm going to see this movie.
We'll for sure do a podcast about it. So stay tuned.
Yes, a full episode. All right.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Bye everybody. Bye.
The Earth is invaded by indestructible moon monsters.